The season 4 finale of The Boys was the best finale in the entire series, in my opinion. But was it enough to save the season? Guys, I'm Sarah, and welcome to Sarah in the Universe, and welcome back for my Season 4 finale review of The Boys. I am so excited to get into it, and I want to thank those of you who are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for staying subscribed and for coming back to check out the Season 4 finale of The Boys video with me. Alright, so let's get into it, everyone. Okay, so this is how it's going to go down. I'm going to give you my general thoughts on the Season 4 finale, and then we're going to get into what, just some stuff I want to talk about. Some pretty big things happen, and then I'm going to give you my overall thoughts on Season 4 and whether I thought the finale saved the season. Okay, so, wow. This Season 4 finale was absolutely incredible. I really wish, and of course I'm going to get into this later on, I wish the whole season was like this because it had everything that made this show so great. I mean, the writing, first of all, top notch. The acting, especially from Erin Moriarty, which I'm going to get into. So much just insane, chaotic stuff in the best possible way. And not only that, but ending with a Nirvana song and that amazing sequence, the cherry on top. Just spectacular. I absolutely loved it. So let's get into, I'm not going to go over every single thing, and I apologize, I'm going to miss some stuff, and this is all coming out of my memory. I don't have any notes. So I'm going to go off, what stood out to me, and then we'll talk about it, okay? So this was a big episode for Newman. Homelander, they go on that, Firecrackers little show over there, and Homelander just brings it out. Hey, she's a soup. That was pretty crazy. I mean, Newman was obviously really pissed off at that. And, right away, I mean, that's kind of what you get, I think, for working with Homelander. He's so unpredictable. He was always going to do something crazy like that. So that, I think she should have been a little bit, better using her senses. And, everyone was trying to warn her. Huey warned her multiple times. And she still didn't, got what she got, right? So that was crazy. And, they've kind of been showing a Homelander, while he has all of this, just this rage to get power and to get everything, he really has no plan, which Sister Sage really saves him in the end, right? So we'll get to that later. But, I'm going to get into Homelander a bit, like, once I talk about Season 4, because, while I think he had some really amazing moments, this season, I really feel like they pushed him aside for this season, which is very odd. We'll get into that later, though. Okay, but let me just tell you who I thought the absolute star, speaking of Starlight, star of this episode was Erin Moriarty. My goodness. Now, first of all, I'm an Erin fan. I'm a Starlight fan. I absolutely love her. But my gosh, her acting as the shapeshifter in this episode. Because remember, we saw what happened. The real Annie's in a basement. Shapeshifter took her form. Erin's acting as the shapeshifter was unbelievably good. I mean, I was stunned. My jaw was on the ground. She stepped into this darkness in a way that reminded me of Natalie Portman in The Black Swan, where she's playing these dual roles of being the innocent white swan and the dark feminine black swan. I saw the same energy, aura come out of Erin in this, these scenes where she's, the shapeshifter, but then there's Annie. I mean, wow, this was probably some of her best work of the entire series. I was just like, wow, man. I mean, this was truly her best stuff of the season. Truly so good. I was blown away. I thought she did this so well. All the work that the shapeshifter did. And I'm going to get into that stuff with Huey. Don't worry. You already know we're going to talk about it at the end, though, because it goes into a huge rant that I had about Season 4. You already know if you've seen my past videos. But, wow. Erin, you are truly a star. I mean, truly shining. And I'm going to get into, the sequence that happened in the end, but I just want to talk about it. The way that they showed Starlight flying in the end. Oh my gosh, she was flying better than Homelander. That jump to fly. I really hope that they make Starlight like one of the top stars of Season 5. Because I feel like this season, Starlight, along with a lot of the other characters, most of them, to be honest, were just suffering this season. I really hope Season 5, they are as powerful as ever. I don't want to see anyone going through anything bad. I need her to be operating on all fronts, taking out these soups, especially the deep, okay? So great job, Erin. Fantastic. Okay. So Ryan, right, he goes to visit Butcher at the facility, and then Grace just trauma dumps on Ryan and, tells him there should have been a better way that she told him that, because of course he was going to react the way he did. She was like, you did this to your mom, blah, blah. Of course he was going to react that way. So, of course, he takes out Grace, not really surprising, but shocking, but not surprising. And then Butcher, the whole time Kessler has been like, this kid's not good. And then so, Butcher sees that and he's finally like, okay, I'm going to give in to Kessler. And then, decides to go with the plan. And yeah, let's just get into that. So, I love that, poor Huey, and we're going to get to Huey stuff. Don't worry. I'm going to talk about all that and the shapeshifter stuff right at the end there. But, Huey, I really liked his line. Can't remember exactly how he said it, but he's like, we need to start acting human to fight these monsters. And of course, and then, right, you guys already know. And I didn't give you a spoiler warning, but, you're here now, right? So he's been talking to Newman. He's like, okay, we'll help you, don't worry. Huey's such a good guy, bro. Like, he's such a good guy. Like, even after all that, he's still helping her. So they have Newman and the daughter come to their place. And Butcher shows up, totally giving in to Kessler now, right? I don't know if, like, Kessler's just taken over his brain, or I think it's just Butcher giving in to Kessler, right? I think it's just him being like, no, Kessler was right. I think it's Butcher, like, and Huey, I love how they did this, how Huey was like, we need to act human to fight the monsters. Butcher turns full monster. He got these tentacles coming out of him, totally, he's like Octo Butcher. And yeah, he snaps Newman into two pieces. It was crazy. And I saw that coming. But now all these people, I went on Reddit after and I was commenting and I was so excited. I was like, I knew this was going to happen. I did not see Newman making it out of this season. And all these people were like, but that was leaked. I was like, guys, I don't read spoilers. I never read leaks. I just had a feeling. Because I really don't know. I love Newman as a character, but I didn't know what else there's going to be for her, after this season. Like, especially, dealing with Homelander. If Butcher didn't take her out, Homelander totally would have. Because if he found out that she was trying to go up against him, he would have taken her out. So there was no, in my opinion, there was no place for her to really survive. And in my opinion, I think she's done too much and she's trying to play both sides. It wasn't going to work. I don't think it was going to work for her the way that it worked for A-Train. By the way, A-Train, oh my god, I am so glad he survived. He was not even in this episode, bro. I loved it. I was like, thank god. I've been scared this whole time that like Homelander was going to take him out. Thank god A-Train has lived to see another season. Hallelujah, okay? But yeah, anyways, back to Newman. So a lot of people were very upset, the Newman, and I get it. Listen, the actress Claudia Dumont, I believe, apologies if I'm mispronouncing her name. She's incredible. She's incredible. By the way, her and Jack Quaid are dating in real life, and I think they're the cutest couple ever. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, Newman had some blood on her hands in the past. She did a lot of bad stuff. So of course, it wasn't going to end too well for her. And Huey several times tried to, tell her, and I think she joined too late, And in my opinion, Butcher, my man right here, he cooked like that. I love that scene. And he was like, you're welcome, or whatever. That was so great. Like, I am so excited to see what he does, next season. Like, that was great. Yeah, and I just wanted to say, I feel like I haven't mentioned Karl Urban too much in my videos and these reviews. He knocked it out. I think this season, working with Butcher's illness and the fact that he, wasn't as... this is not me critiquing Karl. It's for the character being not emotive because he's such in this, very just depressed state because of his illness, he did incredible work, when we're used to seeing Butcher kind of being like, oi, let's go get those what's, he did some of his best work this season, and then seeing where he was and where he came from, and then now, he's back, he's like, you know what, I am back to taking the soups, and it's going to be really interesting to see what he does with Ryan, now that Ryan probably going all for his dad. Is Ryan too far gone? Like, we'll see. I think that's going to be super interesting, so great stuff for there. And yeah, so of course, with the Newman thing, that was, I guess, Sister Sage, knew this all going to happen. The shapeshifter records the president, they keep the president in safe hiding in the CIA facilities, and they record him saying to take out Newman. So now he's over, he's, arrested or whatever. There's a new president who is now going to be serving the Supes. He's given Homelander and the Supes power. So Homelander's having the Supes go after every, the Starlight supporters. They capture the boys at the end in that really cool Nirvana sequence. And then we see, is it Kate and Sam from Gen V? Kate, she compromises Frenchie. And Sam goes after Kimiko. And Kimiko, we hear her yell, no! Oh, that broke my heart. Hearing Kimiko finally, talk. We heard her talking like that musical, remember she had that musical sequence? But that was so sad. And I wonder if we're going to see Kimiko talk in season 5. I know like her character's in, but I love Karen Fukuhara, man. I love her voice. I think it's such a shame we can't hear her talk. I mean, I love that she's able to do like the sign language and everything. That's so great. But I hope we get to hear her talk next season. I don't know though. Anyways, so I think I may have missed some stuff, but that's kind of like the big stuff to me. Right, and then Ashley taking some of the V. She had enough, and everyone's speculating like what are her powers gonna look like. I really want to know. I hope Ashley gets her karma. Karma on the deep. I can't believe the deep. Like he's the one that mentioned like we should go after Ashley too when they were making their list of who they're gonna go after now. I'm telling you, that guy's more evil than Homelander. Like I hope Starlight takes him out in the worst way possible next season. Oh my god. But okay, I may have skipped some stuff, but I don't want to make this too long because I still want to talk about my season 4, like what I thought about it overall. So while I thought the finale was just so incredible, so good, best finale of the series in my opinion thus far, unfortunately, it was not enough to save this season. Ironically, as in my opinion, as this was the best season finale of the show, the season overall was the worst of the show. That being said, if you watch my past videos, what really hurt this season for me is the fact that I can't say the word fully, but I'm just going to say the 2 letters and you'll know what I'm talking about, is making the essay of Huey repeatedly a joke. And even more so in this episode of the finale where, again, Huey and the shapeshifter, he doesn't know it's her until later on when they're in the CIA facility. They continue to have what. And then, a lot of people were pissed that Starlight tells him, she's upset at him. And she's like, how could you do this? And, and in my opinion, and this is where I'm going to get into it. So I'm blaming the writers because Starlight's a fictional character. The writers wrote that. And you know what I think they were thinking? And again, this is going to be super controversial. But I'm going to say, as a woman, I'm going to tell you, I think the writers thought that all of the women and the feminists who, they were so proud of us when we wrote when the Deep did that to Starlight, which I'm so glad they made him look so bad, right? Because that was awful when he did it to her. But it's also awful when it's happening to a man, when it's happening to Huey. They probably thought all the feminists and women and all of us were going to be laughing at when it happened to Huey because he's a man and it's funny because when men do it to women, it's not funny. But when things happen to men, it's funny. I don't find that funny. And no one else found that funny either. And the fact, and by the way, there's an article from Forbes that literally is talking about it. They also said what I'm saying about how the finale was good, but it didn't say the season. They touch on a lot of these points, and I urge you guys to read it. I really am shocked that this show, again, like I said, that praises themselves on being the good guys, standing up to the bad guys, thinks that feminists and women would find Huey or any man getting essayed funny and a joke. That is disgusting to me that that's what you think of your audience. Because the showrunner himself said that was beautiful comedy of what happened to Huey at the Tech Night House. And this went on for like 3 episodes. It was first the Tech Night thing, then after the Shapeshifter, then again in the finale. This happens 3 episodes in a row. And in my opinion, you can say the show's edgy and stuff and it pushes limits. That was the problem with this season, is it leaned too far into shock value and not into story. And I get that they do these crazy things, showing really crazy imagery for shock value, whatever, but making essay a joke 3 times, that is not funny. Whether you're doing it to a man or a woman, it is not funny. And it really made me side-eye this show a lot because clearly I love this show, but it's like I just can't with the show that thinks that's funny. That's not funny to me. That's not edgy, cool, or funny. It's just stupid. And I haven't seen anything of the showrunner or any of the writers responding to that criticism, and there's been a lot of it. I honestly think they should make a statement, and I would really hope that in season 5, with season 5 being the final season of the show, that they do not go that route, because that would be extreme. I really think they should apologize for what they've done, because that was gross, especially the showrunner's comments of it being beautiful comedy. I'm sorry, but SA is never beautiful comedy. That's not funny. You want to show crazy imagery, for shock value on your show, fine. SA should never be there. That was disgusting. And to think that your audience, who you think would find that funny, is actually really sad and pathetic. And no, it was not funny. I'm sorry, but it was not. In my opinion, I think that absolutely killed this season. Again, none of this is put on the actors or anyone else. This is specifically on the writers and showrunner. The writing is what in my opinion, killed this season in a bad way. The actors were great. That's why I watched this show. I love their characters. I love them. I think they were fantastic. And yes, I wanted to touch on so that was the Hughie stuff. Honestly, in my opinion, for me, that's what ruined this season. It just ruined. Sorry. Homelander, I feel like they completely brushed aside. I mentioned this in a past video of mine. I feel like they didn't give him much to do, and I think they were trying to, have this dynamic, and I love the dynamic between him and Sister Sage. In fact, I wish they did more with Sage. It's like they introduced that, and then in the middle, everything got bad. I think this season started out really well, and it ended very well, but everything in the middle just seemed like a disjointed mess. You know what I was thinking, actually? I think they wrote the finale first and then they wrote everything else afterwards, because in my opinion, they put everything, their good writing, into that, and there was nothing else except like the stuff going on with A-Train was like the best stuff, but everything else was just disjointed, messy, made no sense, just offensive in the worst way with the Hughie stuff. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Homelander, like I said, Anthony Starr giving a stellar performance as always, but I just feel like they didn't give him much to do, and he didn't feel like as much of a threat as he has felt in the past seasons, especially season 3. So that was really baffling. I don't know if they're going to do more with that in season 5. I really hope so, considering that now that the Supes have more power and control in the country. But that was very strange. It was just very strange writing for a lot of the characters. The only character I think they really got right this season was A-Train. Well deserved. But everything else just seemed like such a mess for a lot of these characters. So, unfortunately, I think season 4 was the worst season of The Boys yet. The finale was the best, though, which is just funny. And I don't want to make this video too long, but that's how I feel. Very disappointed by what they did with Hughie. I think it ruined the show, left a really, really bad taste with me. And I really hope they decide never to do that again, whether it's in Gen V or it's in The Boys season 5 or any of their other shows, because that is very poor. Very, very, very poor taste. Very poor taste. Guys, I'd like to know what you thought of The Boys season 4 in general and the finale. If you guys watched all my videos reviewing The Boys season 4, thank you so much for putting up with me. I know I had a lot to rant. I didn't think I would be making, these rants. I was super excited. I love this show. I still do. But I think they made some very poor choices this season, and I hope they do better for season 5. Thank you guys so much for checking out my video, and I hope to see you guys back on my channel for some other movie and TV show reviews and other stuff. Thank you guys. I really enjoyed reviewing this season, and I hope to see you guys in future videos. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.